Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. What a show we have in store! It's going to be awesome. We've got so much happening. You got to keep up with it, and it's a great show to be able to do it with. And of course, your host Superman in the house, just loving crypto, loving PulseChain, and loving the road ahead because it's going to be paved in gold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, we're going to get into a few things today. We're going to be talking about some of the PulseChain's top performers on at the moment in the market. We'll probably put in a few others there that have been performing pretty well over time as well. We're also going to get into AXEL LaunchPad. I know a lot of you want to find out about that. So if you've ever dreamed of setting up your own token, your own community, your own tokenomics, this is the platform for you to consider. AXEL LaunchPad, we're going to get into that. That's coming up. We're going to explore that. And we're also going to be looking at King. We looked at King yesterday, went through the website. If you looked at the video, definitely got to check that out. I will show you that again and post that. But King pumped overnight. So nice one there for the King community. A big shout out to GooGod out there doing a great job with that. Some really nice tokenomics in there. Well, we're checking out. So we're going to get into all that and a lot more. We got crypto coffee. Yeah, boy. We're going to be talking about Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech. We're going to be getting on to all that. It's coming up, folks. So I hope you guys enjoy. Get into the chat there. Say hello. And of course, if you're watching on Rumble, just a big shout out to you guys over there. Get into the chat over on Rumble, repost and smash that like button. And of course, if you're on X, of course, get out there on X and repost. In fact, I've got to get you guys to repost it at the moment. We're just starting back up on X, right? We've only been there for a little while. And so we've got to get that thing humming. And so you guys help a lot with that. So I'm going to post you the link to X to repost. So repost show on X and just take a minute there or a second to get that out. So let's post that in the chat there. That is the link. So repost on X and definitely get into the chat on X and reshare all that good stuff. The other thing, we've got Brennan in the house there. Big shout out to Brennan. Woohoo! Howdy, super. Howdy. Good to see you, Brennan. Big shout out to you. And of course, Brennan says Ivan on Tech. Woo! Yeah. A little clip there coming out from Ivan on Tech on PulseChain, and we're going to cover that too. So just a little clip. That's reason why I was slightly late. Can you guys see my little Superman curl? Can you see that? I gotta get the right side here because look at that. There's all Superman curl there. It's a natural there. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. We'll leave it there. That high pitch is a little bit hard, but there we go. That is pretty awesome. So we start off with the old Superman curl. It looks pretty damn good though. Sometimes it looks very different. It can look very different on different days. Just the way it goes. Curls get the girls, says Brendan. Curls get the girls. Oh yeah. It's more like what's rhymes with Vine or something like that. But anyway, there's the Superman curl in the house. So legit Superman in the house. All right, so let's go. Let's get on with it and let's get into the show. We're going to start off with my X account, of course, where a lot of the news flows. And you can see me in Infinity there with the Superman curl, looking good. And we're going to keep going down, though, because I want to look out and check out a post that I did on here yesterday. Let's have a look here. So, like I say, we're going to come back to King Token and, of course, the AXEL LaunchPad. I know many of you want to do projects. That's probably a platform you can look at. We're going to talk about that in a second. We've got block explorers on PulseChain. And this is the latest list. We got Midgard, of course. Big shout out to the Midgard team. That is next level stuff on Midgard. You got to check that out. We got Lightbeam, just launched yesterday from Gerardo there. So big shout out to Gerardo. And of course, that is just launched. And then we got Legacy with the 9mm crew doing a lot of great things on PulseChain. And then we got Otter. Everyone knows Otter, and then PulseChain, the OG, right, from the Richard Hart team there, PulseChain. That is where we are. So kind of cool. I've just done a little breakdown there in the thread there on Lightbeam as well with the front. You can see the sort of the front there. That is what the UI looks like from Lightbeam. That just launched yesterday from Gerardo, and it's a pretty awesome. It's got blockchain tokens, gas, bridges, portfolio, and you can advertise on there as well. It's already got a number of advertisers, so he's hooked up. He's hooked up with that. That's great to see. We need more of this on PulseChain, right? We've got to change some of the ethos, and it is going pretty good. So we've also got Midgard, of course. Big shout out to Midgard. Yeah, boy, Midgard in the house. Midgard's looking really, really good. And look at that. That's just showing you the Hex token on there. We've got home token, everything. We've been through this a couple times. We're going to go through it on a regular basis too, because I really do feel it's pretty premium. We got a new version 6.2 that went live yesterday, 15 hours ago. Seamless wallet connection, tracking iHedron and ICOSA. So big shout out to Alex McFitter out there. Still waiting for 2.0, baby. Still waiting for 2.0. I'm sure it's going to come someday. Maybe he's got a different plan. Who knows? We've got Sleeker Portfolio and Hex coming out, and sharper fonts, etc. So big shout out to the Midgard team. Yeah, boy, Midgard team. We'll give the salute. Anyway, enough stupidity. Let's move on. And that is looking pretty good, right? That's looking pretty good. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is down here as well. I ended up zooming away. Coast today. So Coast has opened up the fiat on-ramp. This is our only dedicated fiat on-ramp at the moment to the Coast stablecoin. So CST is a stablecoin. And now they've opened it up for Europeans. So this has gone global. I mean, you were talking about USA. You can now accept euros. So pretty cool. And that is for the euro deposit. So that is now live from Coast Team. So if you are onboarding, remember, they've done $9.6 million. This is going to open up even more capital towards their big long-term target of $50 million onto PulseChain. So it is a key contributor to the PulseChain pump. And this is very exciting. So Europe is now opened up. So kind of cool. Very much global. The other thing I wanted to post was, rumors are swirling around. And just like my Superman curl, they are swirling around for Richard Hart to come back and take his throne back. What do we mean by that? We mean, get back streaming, basically. And he's definitely getting out there, launching new things on PulseChain, kind of leading the way, guiding with some wisdom out there about where the chain should be moving. And, it just feels like is the setup for his live stream coming soon. Obviously, we did a poll yesterday, and everyone was super excited about that, right? Everyone expecting him to come back, and it just feels like that's getting closer for the first time. In the past, people have said it, the Richard's come back and do live stream, but it just didn't have the sort of the context, the groundwork, the momentum for it. But now it does feel a little bit like that with Richard's posts and beating the SEC and all that stuff. It does feel very close there. And obviously, there's still the Interpol. We know that probably his lawyer is going to deal with that in due course. They have done it in the past. So it is pretty exciting. When will Richard Hart come back and stream? And, of course, that would be an absolute game changer, right? Absolute game changer, which is kind of pretty interesting. We're going to talk more about that later on when we get up to PulseChain. A big shout out to Gugard in the house there. Your boy Gugard is here. Now, good morning, King. King token pumped overnight. And, of course, they launched their new website yesterday. I've done a walkthrough video on that. We're going to talk about that more later. But that is very exciting. You should see the website. Very, very cool. In fact, a lot of other project teams can take a lot of insights how they've set that up regarding people's rewards and stuff like that for tokens. So it's actually a good example for other teams to emulate, I would say. Smash that like button on the way, and definitely smash the like button as well. Frank Whitenhouse there, loving Midgard. Yeah, Midgard Block Explorer looking really good. They've got AI solutions there as well for token checkers. So if you're really nervous about a token, you can put it in there and run the AI, and it will give you like a first round check. And of course, you can always go to Pulse Police and check those things as well. But that is a very, very cool feature on the Block Explorer. Blair's in the house there. Hi, all good to see you, Blair. Big shout out to you. We got Brennan as well. Light the green candles, RH. That's right. Get on stream and start lighting those candles one by one. Bam, 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 bam. That'd be so good. And we got Lokato in the house there. Hey. Good to see you, Lokato. Big shout out to you as well. Now, once again, if you're on Rumble, YouTube, or X, don't forget to smash the follows and hit the likes and share around. Sharing is the biggest thing you can do. And get out there, folks, and show some love. Okay, let's move on. All right, so that is pretty much where we are. Now, obviously, we're covering a couple of cool things here. Now, don't forget to sign up to all the socials. That there is all the links to all the different places. In fact, I might copy this over and you guys can follow up. As you guys know, I had a pretty decent size account on X, but they took it down, and then I appealed 10 times, and no one. I heard crickets, and so we're rebuilding. We're all rebuilding on X there. So the socials are here, and join up today. But as you guys know, we never give up. We stream every day. It doesn't matter whether it's stormy, whether it's rainy, whatever. It happens to be beautifully sunny outside at the moment, which is kind of weird. But it doesn't matter if it's stormy. We're going to be streaming every day. You guys know we've been streaming way back when Richard Hart had a top hat. So it is the way we go. All right, so kind of cool. There we go. All right, I'm Mr. AK Richard Schuller. All right, so that's kind of where we are. Oh, we're going to have a fun show today. Are you feeling the fun? I'm feeling the fun. It's going to be a lot of cool stuff there. That is actually me flying somewhere. I don't know where, but maybe in my dreams. But that's kind of it. All right, let's get on to the markets. Let's get into the stock market. And bam, man, we had a wicked week on stock. I said it was going to be, And how do I know this? Well, because I'm studying the Trump administration. I'm trying to understand where they're heading for, and it's very clear to me now. And of course, it has been for some time, and it is playing out like textbook. Like textbook doesn't mean everything plays out perfectly. I mean, we live in a world of choices and variabilities, but man, it is heading in the right direction. 500 is starting to move. And of course, the tech rally as well coming into play. People didn't really expect it, but tech rally has been very good. We've got the Magnificent Seven giving out their results. I think we've had 3 or 4 of them so far. So pretty cool. Longest win streak since 2004. So 21 years. Wow. Woohoo. 21 years with biggest winning streak there. We got the Dow Jones. Remember, the Dow Jones is the top 30 kind of industrials in the United States. It's at 1.4%. This is a big number on the stock market. Means nothing in crypto, but in stock market, that's a pretty big day. Up 1.4%, 564 points to 41,317 on the Dow Jones. S&P 500 up 1.5%, 82 points to 5,686, and the Nasdaq there up 1.5%, 267 points to 17,977, just shy of the 18,000 mark. That is where we are. Now, looking at the US dollar is back under 100 versus its trading partners. That's a very important metric. Now, we don't think of it much because we're in crypto, but actually, the lower that is, the more competitive America is for selling goods. But of course, it also means that goods are more expensive for America, and therefore it's inflationary in that sense, imported inflation, as they call it. Now, the other side of it is that obviously the US is the big consumer of the world. This is why it wins trade battles, right? So just remember that if you're the one that's got the deficit and you're the big consumer, if you add those things together, you are the one that holds most of the cards. And that's, of course, Trump knew that, right? So that is where we're at the moment. And we see 115 countries or so lining up for trade deals, and the whole world trading order being reorganized, the first time really since we've seen it since the 1980s, and particularly since the 1940s with the old Bretton Woods. With the gold standard there. So really big deal here. What we're witnessing is true history under the Trump administration, all heading us into the right direction of safety, prosperity, and security. It's going to be pretty awesome. So let's get to the commodities. We got West Texas there, $58, down. Trump winning, man. This is down over $20 since Trump's been in presidency in the last 100 days. This is a win-win. If people don't get it, man, people got to get on board. I watched a Democrat YouTuber with like 500,000 views just spinning out non-stop lies and stupidity, and it just shows you they're out there. They're out there. So if you think you're in a certain bubble, well, go check out some of the Democrat influencers. They're just spinning absolute nonsense. Here we are. Trump's is objectively measurable. Something AI has a problem with is objective truth, but this is objectively measurable here. We have the crude oil down at $58, Brent oil down at $61 here, down over about 1.5% for both. Pretty awesome there. Gold at the moment, 3,257 is up 2/3%, and silver there just down 2/3% at $32. Although I'm expecting silver to have its run later on this year into 2026, so keep a look out for silver. Now, some of the big deals there, we had non-farm payrolls. They grew more than expected last month, indicating a degree of resilience in the labor market despite the turmoil over Trump's administrative chaotic trade policies. But these are intentional, right? So that's part of the art of the deal. If you've read Art of the Deal, Trump, you create this confusion in the market, and then you reorganize, you put pressure on people. If you're holding most of the cards, which he is, and then you get the deals, and he's got 115 countries lining up. And of course, even China now capitulating behind the scenes because they're losing. Factories are shutting down, exports are shutting down. They're getting deflationary results in their economics. They've got to come to the party, right? Even if they officially stand up and say, hey, actually, and behind the scenes, they're making deals because they know that it could have cascading problems for them in China. Now, obviously, payrolls increased 177,000 jobs last month after rising by a downwardly revised 185,000 in March. And so that is where we are at the moment. Economists had forecast 138,000 jobs, so that's a lot better. We got 177,000. The unemployment remained unchanged at 4.2%, while the average hourly earnings rose by 0.2%. So it's a nice sort of see the bump on the average earnings there. Labour market continues to show a degree of strength. amid a reluctance by employers to let workers go. So this is very important there, and onwards and upwards for there. China signals potential US trade talks. That's what I was talking to you about. It's all going to be good, folks. And, they're under a lot of pressure, and they tried to go out to other countries to get them to align with China compared to the US. But the countries are like, no, I'm sorry, bro. We're not going to do it. We see what you're doing in Africa. We see you don't deliver on deals. And so we're going to, like, see you in Latin America. We're going to go with the US, and it's a smart move. So kind of cool there. We also had, obviously, Apple. Apple, however, disappointed a little bit there, fell more than 3% after the company said it sees around $900 million in costs for the upcoming quarter due to tariffs. Now, we got these sort of Democrat left-leaning things we have trying to, have on Trump with his tariffs and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to see things turn around there. Amazon stock ended just below the flat line as well. So we got the Magnificent Seven coming out with their data. And here we are having pretty awesome results in the stock market. So that bodes well for us in crypto moving forward. Why is it important? Well, crypto, there's the connection to between markets, right? They've got similar players. The big players are coming into crypto and that are in stock market. And so, Wall Street and people like that. And so we're going to get a lot of the same behavior, a lot of the same manipulators, a lot of the same market manipulators. It's different structurally because a lot of the Bitcoin and other stuffs are held by existing players. So these guys are coming in, they have to buy it, they have to set up instruments to be able to short and long, all sorts of stuff that these guys do. So we get a lot of that sort of player mechanics in stock market into crypto as we mature, as we move forward. But we also, of course, get the wealth effect, right? The wealthier people in stocks, they decide to put some more into crypto. And of course, now that, crypto is kind of the king now in the United States with Trump's Bitcoin strategic reserve and the altcoin stockpile, it's game on, right? And all the US states are getting on board, all the institutions are getting on board, wealth funds are getting on board, retirement funds, etc. It's just going on and on and on. And so we're expecting a massive, ginormous golden rally in crypto ahead. It's just a no-brainer now. And that doesn't mean we don't have volatility, but it just is a main brainer. The long-term trend is a no-brainer there. And we're still expecting the banana part of the bull market coming up, right? Regardless of all that pump mental I just said. So that's kind of where we are there on the markets. Let's jump over to the crypto, and we'll have a look at that. And we're going to change view here and go mega view, mega view. We're here at Bitcoin at the moment, 97,000 US dollars. We're up 0.1% at the moment, so holding up pretty strong the last sort of 48 hours at this range. And we've got Bitcoin dominance at 62.6%. As you guys know, the last bull market, we got up to about 70%. I just don't know if we're going to get that high. We're certainly looking strong in Bitcoin relative to the altcoins, but we're going to get a pivot at some stage, and it's probably going to be towards maybe mid-May onwards into July the 4th. As you guys know, Trump's three-legged stool strategy, that's what I'm calling it, is got to be in place by the 4th of July. What does that include? Well, it includes tariffs. Includes the tax bill. It includes the Doge, of course, which is Elon stepped down yesterday, about 3 weeks early. But they have obviously got the Doge still going, and they've obviously that gets down costs, that increases economic growth, that also increases tax take eventually, and of course that gets you to a balanced budget. That's the goal of that first strategy. The second strategy is deregulation, regulation, and that's going to be dealing with business regulations and deregulation, as well as financial deregulation there and regulation around getting small to medium banks, which have been ignored by the Democrats, to be able to do a lot more lending with their leverage. And therefore, that's going to benefit middle America. It's also going to benefit Trump's manufacturing strategy as well in middle America. And so that's going to be huge for Trump supporters who have been abused by the Democrats and the coastal cities, blue cities, for decades now, since the mid-70s. So this is massive. We're getting fundamental changes under Trump happening to the United States, and that's going to benefit the rest of the world as well. Now, the third strategy, of course, is reorganizing the world trade. That is the third leg to the stool, and that is going beautifully. 115 countries in line or more, and of course, China coming to the table. It's game on, folks. It's game on. Get ready to do the robot at home. If you're doing the robot at home, you got to get there and do it, because it's getting exciting, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, don't tell anybody how to do the robot. Right. We got Ethereum at the moment is at $1,842. That's kind of been the laggard, but I'm sure it's going to have its day. We know that Charles Hodgkinson has been, putting mud on Ethereum, but I think it's going to survive and have its rally for sure. In fact, we had Sammy come in yesterday talking about maybe even within 4 weeks we could see this at $3,000-4,000 or something. It's definitely possible. Crypto turns around very, very quickly. We've seen Bitcoin jump about $23,000 just in a few weeks. Why not Ethereum as well? Now, Solana at the moment is down 2%, $148. We've got Tron there up 1.8% at 25 cents. ADA down 1% at just under 70 cents. BNB, which was down slightly yesterday, is slightly up today, $600. And XRP there down a fifth of a percent, $2.20. SuChain there, which has actually kind of been doing pretty well, is down 4%, $3.40. And Litecoin there is down 1.5%. That was up yesterday quite nicely as well. Let's kind of play there. And we got good old Cash there. We don't often talk about Cash, but Cash has been one of the best performers for a long time. It's at 10 cents at the moment. I'm not sure if it shaved off a lot of its pump. And the other one we've been looking at is PulseChain, right? PulseChain's kind of the wild card, got a huge community potentially that may do well in this market, although they're struggling with getting, Binance listings and things like that. That is down 1.2%. We'll keep a lookout for that. They are developing quite the centralized business model, and they've got a horrific, and I say this without due course, they've got a horrific KYC thing there. And of course, they want everybody to log into their phone every single day. It's like a bad drug habit. That's another bad thing. And what else can I say? What else can I say? Oh, yeah. You just never know when you're going to get your Pycoins. That's the other thing. Now, we know Randy Alaski's out there. He's the king of this. And I wish him well with the old Pi. It's going to be fun to watch that protocol, even though it's a terribly CFI, TradeFi type of thing. But hey, look, it's fun. It's fun to talk about. All right, so let's move on into the rankings. Bitcoin, we've got the total market cap of Bitcoin, and crypto is 3.11 trillion. So it's definitely up a bit, although we're down 1.9% today overall. We've got Bitcoin there at 96,700 based on the numbers here. And of course, that's an average, right? And that is pretty flat for the 24 hours. Ethereum there is at number 2. And we got XRP at number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana number 6. We got Dogecoin. Hopefully, I'm saying that right for the Americans out there. I got a bit of feedback in the old Discord. If you haven't joined Discord, links in the video description. ADA there is at number 9. And we got Tron there at number 10 there. Tron is number 10. That's our top 10. And the best performer at the moment is Tron at number 10, up 1.7% the last 24 hours. Now, looking at the last week, the best performer looks like it is Ethereum, actually. No, Tron, 2.6%, and then Ethereum at 2.4, followed by Bitcoin at 2.1. Those are the top 3, the top 10 there. Now, looking over the last week in the top 100, we've got Virtual's Protocol up 90%. Monero, good old Monero. It's like an old friend that comes along and you say, hey, come have a cup of tea and some scones. Let's talk about some stuff there. We got Hyperliquid there is up 14.6%. Those are your top 3. And then we've got Fartcoin there if you like some toilet humor, and good old Quant there if you're into quants. Yeah, I know I was going to make a joke about Quant, but there we go. We're up 12.7%. Those are your top 5 in the top 100 at the moment. Now, trending, we've got Stakestone there. I haven't seen that one around before, but it's up 58%. Pundi X, that's been around 40% there. And Hadel Protocol doing pretty well, up 46%. So I'm not sure what news is driving those, but they're definitely on the move there. Now, Virtual Protocol and Vanar Chain are both trending, as well as Movement. Now, the Trump Foundation, right, they own quite a bit of Movement, if I remember rightly. And that is down 4%, but it's trending at the moment. The old Trump Foundation there owning some of that. Now, that is kind of where we are overall on the markets. We're going to zoom in on Bitcoin and quickly check out on that. I think I'm still on full screen mode. I am indeed. You probably missed a few of the things that I was covering, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. We've got Bitcoin there. We got rid of the circle of volatility, as you guys know, yesterday, because we have got this golden cross that's continued again and again. We're going through another parabolic, and we're slowly creeping up here. And we've got this green line, right? This is this 90-day extension. And this is going to take us to the 4th of July. That's when Trump has to have that 3-legged stool strategy in place, right? That is his timeline, 4th of July. And we may get some announcement probably on the 4th of July or the 7th of July with Trump proclaiming what he's actually done in reality. So it's going to be pretty cool to see that. And so we're expecting a lot of trade deals coming out. India and Japan, probably the first 2 that we'll likely see. Maybe South Korea, and other countries following after that. But we're going to get a lot of deals coming out. That's going to feed the stock market and the crypto cycle in the months ahead. It's going to be awesome. Weeks and months ahead. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And of course, the tax bill is going to be awesome. The market going to love that. And also, the other thing is, of course, a lot of these banking regulations will help feed that too to some degree. Definitely in practice, it's going to be pretty exciting. So this is bullish, guys. Bullish, 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 right in front of us. And 4th of July, bring it on. Now that's going to be what 249 years. Their celebration for 4th of July, and of course next year is going to be 250 2006. Isn't that crazy? 250 years there. Pretty exciting time in American history. And Donald J. Trump, the 47th president of the United States, going to be overseeing that 250 years mark there. It's pretty exciting. And it's going to be the golden age of crypto, golden age of America. It's going to be pretty exciting. All right, so bring it on. We are looking pretty good. With the 50-day at the moment, 86,000, and the 89,000, I should say, in the yellow line, and the 200-day is 86,000. So we've got about $3,000 difference now in between these two here, and the golden crypto rages on. Now, I just wanted to briefly pick up Ethereum because Ethereum's still been in this death cross since the 13th of February, but we are turning, and of course, hopefully we'll bring around a golden cross, and then we're game on with that. And of course, as you guys saw, before the 4th of July, we have got time, right? We have got time. So how many days until the 4th of July? Well, that is, I don't know what happened to my ruler. My ruler was unreliable, or was that me that was unreliable? One of the two. Let's go into the 4th of July. We've got 62 days to go to lay out this foundational strategy of Trump's and in the golden age. And that's looking pretty exciting. So we're going to have a pretty bullish view here. And so I think we're going to probably start getting some pretty nice strong green candles at ETH and start breaking these levels, right? 2,000, 2,100. Those are the two next levels to breach. And then it's game on after that. You're looking at 2,500 and so on. At the moment, we're just below the 50-day moving average, which is at 1857. We're at 1840. So we're just below that. We have been for about 3 days trying to get over that. But I think we're just going to pop over that and game on. And like I say, the 200 moving average is at 2,456. So once we get over 2,450, 2,500, it's game on for the next level, which is 2,800, and you know where we go from there. So that's kind of the play. We may punch through a couple of those levels too, moving forward with all this good news flow we've got coming out, particularly the top 15 countries in the trails. And it's going to be exciting. The market's going to go frenzy crazy. It's going to be so good. All right, so that's kind of where we are on the old markets. That was a pretty good roundup, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And we've got a few people in the comments before we get into PulseChain, Pulse Gains. How many? We got a good crowd starting to crew. We're looking at about 100 people at the moment. So big shout out. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, hit the follow button, hit the like buttons as well on Rumble, on YouTube, on X. And of course, definitely share the channels around. It really does help whatever platform you're on. Definitely get in there. Big shout out to the members in the Discord as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the show also. Now, let's see who else has jumped in the chat here before we get into PulseChain, because we've got a big segment on PulseChain coming up. So I hope you guys like it. We're going to be covering King Token, which has got an awesome new website, and the token was pumping. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be covering AXEL LaunchPad, which is kind of the dream for anybody wanting to make their own token and do lots of other cool things with it. It's really got so many features. So we're going to be covering that too with the actual LaunchPad there. Big shout out to ALGO out there, the founder of that project, who's been around a long time as well. All right, so we're going to get into all that. We got Blair SM in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. We got Lokoto, as we said earlier. Hey. Good to see you also. And who else? We got Crispy in the house there. Where's my 5555 INCD ad, says Crispy. And we got USA in the house there. Toro W launch there from Toro. So, yeah, we might check those out. We'll have a look. All right, so let's get into it. Without further ado, we got the PulseChain in the house. So let's get into the results for that. And we're going to talk about that now. But before we do, I wanted to bring up the video. So let's bring that on, and we're going to play out. So Ivan on Tech, as you guys know, one of the biggest crypto influencers on the planet, and he was covering PulseChain today on his video. So we're going to pull that up, and he's got his own opinion. So let's listen to hear him out. But pretty awesome. And he was talking about he wants to interview Richard Hart. So we talked about the fact that, there's rumors swirling about Richard Hart coming back, and it does feel more real than ever now that the SEC has been defeated and Richard Hart's out there, launching new things and encouraging and guiding the community and so it's probably good timing that Ivan's giving a big call out there for Richard Hart to come on stream and start streaming for PulseChain. So we'll get into that first. Let's go. All right.
But yeah, it's the same thing here, guys. We get rejected by the all-time lows.
Go.
The previous all-time low. And yeah, maybe it's gonna break it, maybe not. But we broke down, we tested it, we were going down. Richard needs to come back, guys. I don't know where he is, but he needs to start streaming. He needs to start saying that this will do 1000x, because without it, as you can see, it's big poo-poo. Big poo-poo without it. That's it, guys. That's it. Let's go to Q&A. Will you have Richard? Yeah, we're gonna have Richard on, exactly. If he wants, we'll have him on. we'll have him on. If I can tell you, if Richard starts doing live streams and he starts saying that Pulse is designed to do 1000x, it will do 1000x like he did in.
I mean, it's true, isn't it? I mean, Richard gets on and he gets out there. It's going to pump the market big time, right? We all know that. Richard has, I think, arguably easily the highest engagement out of anybody, any founder, any influencer out there. For me, he's always been the bad boy of crypto with a lot of wisdom, right? That's kind of the Richard Hart and the bad boy of crypto with a lot of wisdom. And look, he gets out there and people love it. And yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. So I totally agree with that.
Until then, like, this community is divided. It is split. I mean, tech is worse than everything else. They think it's better than like Solana, and so like it's not. They say it's super active, but I mean, you see yourself. It is what it is. But so I don't care about any of these statements. They don't excite me when people say, oh, look at our tech low fee, man. Like, which low fee? Like, everything is low fee now. Low fee is not the selling point. The only thing, so that's why people ask me, hi, Ivan, aren't you excited? It's low fee, bro. Tech, low fee, like everything is good tech now. If he starts streaming and he will say that this thing is supposed to do 1000x and he does these big streams, man, that's a big signal. That would be a big signal. But see, it's a bit tough with Pulse because they started with so high market cap. It was easier with Hex because Hex was so small. It was so small and then it could pump a lot. With Pulse, so many people sacrificed, and you start with such a high market cap. It's how do you pump it? Like, it's going to be super hard. Maybe he can do it if he starts streaming and saying that he's going to do 1000x. Then yeah. PulseChain is real DeFi, man. Like, which real DeFi? It's where stablecoin gets minted into infinity. The PDI is real DeFi, bro. Come on, man. That's DeFi, I can tell you. It's my favorite DeFi. Stablecoin gets minted infinitely. That's real DeFi, yeah.
Just goes to show you how far and wide the PDI drama went. It's good. It gets a lot of attention, but also, obviously, we've had KD and the XUSD team close down their contract, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah.
Anyway, guys, get Richard to stream. That's the only way for this thing to pump. It's the only way to pump.
So, obviously, not the only way to pump. Obviously, we've got lots of cool things happening, as well as the Magic Carp ride sitting at 3,700 ETH. But in terms of Richard streaming, there's nothing better than having your front man get up there and the king of the chain, for sure.
Have you seen the Pixel staking news? You can now stake pixels in game. Ah, that's nice.
So there you go, friends. I love it. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Ivan.
So that's good old Somi there. So big shout out to Somi for that clip. And man, oh man, it's really exciting where this could be headed, because we could get Richard out there, we could have Somi out there, we got Ivan on tech out there. We got some big people going to be talking about PulseChain in this bull market. So it's going to be a lot of fun hearing about that. Brennan says bugger 1000x. Let's go 10,000x. Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm with you on that one. But it's game on. It's game on. So pretty awesome stuff there. Big shout out to Somi and Ivan on tech and Richard Hart. Let's see. Can you come and stream? Let the king get back onto his throne, as we say. That's what we're excited about. So let's get into the results there for PulseChain. But before we do that, I really like this comment from Brennan. Yeah, 10,000x. Let's go. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of burning going on, but of course, Vela has also earned Pulse. But of course, we've also got Pump Ties recently launched to help deal with that. We've also got PulseX at the moment running up against Pulse. So those are some of the mega trends that are going on. And we've got Tinder on House there. Toro is like a raging bull. and it yields Bill and PulseX for just for holding. Big shout out to the Toro out there. All right, so let's get into it. We got Pulse at the moment, a day 722 since PulseChain launched on the 13th of May 2023. And we've got the price of Pulse at the quadruple 0288 down 5.2%. And we're sitting at 29% of the mean sacrifice price. So we're still in that accumulation zone for Pulse. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0228 down 7.5%, sitting at 23% of the mean sacrifice price. So, man, what a gift in the hand, as they say. And we've got some pretty cool stuff here. We've got the buy and burn on PulseX at 1,396,000,000,000, 7.06% of PulseX is gone. So that's an important characteristic to remember, that PulseX is actually, the supply is actually burning away. So it's very important there, and it gets bought up and burned. And so as soon as you bring some net buying capital in, the price can really start to accelerate, right? Because actually at the end of the day, it's really what's the sentiment in the market, what is your net buying, and how big are your liquidity pools, right? Can you get that uptrend happening? And once you do that, you can turn a chain value around quite nicely there as well. And there's a good argument, I would think, since we've had 722 days, and particularly since the SEC on the 31st of May 2023, we've had a lot of people exit, and so we've really had a lot of those people exit, and maybe a lot of the people will be wanting to get those big returns. They've hanged around for this long, and they really want to hold on to that. We still have a lot of Jeets and other people around, but it's definitely quite an interesting narrative to see over the weekend start to get these parabolics rising on the uptrend rather than on the downtrend that we've been experiencing. Obviously, we have come off the bottom, but to get that next leg up, going to be pretty interesting. Now, we've also got whales, launching stuff on PulseChain, like we've got obviously Firewhale coming in. We've got Rack and Michelle. So we've got our whales making major moves at the moment, with X Game and with their portfolio investments and supporting new investments on PulseChain. So things are starting to really turn. And of course, after being the SEC, there's no reason why capital can't flow into PulseChain. And of course, since PDI Maker's shut down as well, it's game on from here, really. And we see Richard Hart launching a lot of cool new things. So you got to get pretty excited about where we're heading here. Now, in Signum token at the moment, $1.18, up 7 points, down 7.6%. And this is the other thing with this, the inflation's been cut by Richard's team. 20x, we're now only down at 0.03 ink per day, which is a second, I should say. And of course, that's about 2,600 ink per day. So we've actually got a pretty relatively small ink supply. And we may see the Master Chef operated with the old, a DAO setup as well. And that could bring in single-side staking and all sorts of bullish things around that too. We could also see other protocols being launched by Richard Hart that eat up Pulse and incentive token also. So there's lots of cool options open on the table there from Richard Hart and his team. Now, Hex at the moment is sitting at 57 hundredths of a penny, down 6.4%. And EHEX at the moment, 21 hundredths of a penny. Combined price of PX is at 78 hundredths of a penny. I think we're sitting at 82 hundredths yesterday, so it's just down a little bit there. And of course, we're expecting some big things to happen for Hex moving forward as well. Just a flashback to 2021. Hex, of course, was one of the top 4 coins back then. But now, of course, coin making has been democratized. And we've got no better example of that than we're going to be talking about today with the AXEL LaunchPad, because they've taken launching tokens to the next level. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see that. All right, so kind of exciting. Let's go. Now let's have a quick look at the PulseChain gas prices. 500,000 beats, super cheap. This is the cheapest we've seen it for ages, like months, as from my memory. 500,000 beats, 0.5% for a PulseX swap. Good time to do business on PulseChain. We got the validators at the moment, 45,884. We had some big validator must have went offline 2 days ago because we were up at like 49,000 or something, and we're down at 45,884. So some big validator that may have thousands of validators is offline from the looks of it. We got Bridge at the moment, 83.6 million. So we're down about 900K from yesterday. So we're down about 900K from there, but still holding up pretty well at 83.666. That's a pretty ominous sign, but anyway, that's just the way we go. All right, so let's jump over into the volumes. Overall volume on PulseChain, similar to yesterday, 12.6 million. We were holding up at 18 to 19 million about 3 or 4 days ago. Before that, we were up at like 21, 22. And then before that, we were up at maybe 28 million. So we're definitely, this is kind of where we are at the moment, 12.6 million. Now, at the moment, the top coins, we don't have a lot on the top trend. This is the default view on Deck Screener, the top coins. But we've got Top Hat at the moment. We're going to come to talk about that. We've got PMX at number 2. So Top Hat is up 560%, PMX 500 is up 40%, and Savant there, one of the printer tokens from OG Web Chef, up 13% at the moment. Then we have a number 4 or number 5 on this list is Sun Mini Meal Soil. I've been talking about that. I told you guys this is a major protocol on the PulseChain. It's potentially going to bring tons of users and tons of capital onto PulseChain. It's going to be having the first, first new direct on-ramp to PulseChain. I say direct, that's very important. We talked about Coast at the beginning of the live stream, but this is going to be direct, and this is going to potentially onboard a mass ton of non-crypto people as well. This is really a big deal. And of course, as they ramp that up, they're going to be going from Europe, which is their primary market for selling their superfood, into the globe. And that's going to be really ratcheting up their millions of dollars that they earn and funneling that into 20% or something like that into PulseChain. So it's going to be a pretty big deal there. They recently forked the Soil token to enable this to happen. Of course, previously, early in the month, the old token, they got rid of the keys and so forth. They had a function they could trigger to do the fork, and away they've gone here. And that is up 8.4% today. And so we're expecting imminently the bang launch, right, of that 5-minute onboarding to PulseChain. It's a big deal, especially having a big corporate that's growing very fast, supporting it out of, I think they're out of Germany, aren't they? So pretty cool. We got Crow there at number 6. And then we got at number 8 there, Most is doing pretty well. And of course, we talked about King token, right? If you're into King token, we talked about these today. We're going to talk about today. You earn Most token out of that. And then we've got Gelato at number 9, and then A1A sitting at number 10 there. That would be good for a rap song, right? A1A as well. So those are kind of your top 10. And if we exclude the doubling up of Top Hat, then you've got Sparta sitting at number 10. So that is our mark. That's just down, just slightly below, below zero there on that one. So that's pretty cool. Let me just get into some of these. I want to talk about Top Hat first. So let's go to Top Hat. It's got 106K liquidity here. And we're going to talk about this because this looks like it's a crypto coffee one, right? Let's see, we've got a couple comments in the chat here. Pulseman in house there, PulseChain's meme coin 500 index, PMX 500, the number one meme coin on PulseChain, definitely in the top performing at the moment. We're going to talk about that. Dominance is a good pick up range at the moment on the old printer tokens. Big shout out there, Brennan. Nice insight. We got Brendan Hudson as well in house there. G'day, guys. Good to see you, Brennan, as well. I think what are we cruising up to now? You've got about 180 people watching at the moment, so big shout out to everybody. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the follow button, and share the channel around. That is the biggest thing you can do to help. You guys know we're in here every day talking about PulseChain, all the markets, and focusing on some specific projects every single day because we've got a lot of good stuff happening in the old PulseChain. Sentiment is turning. The outlook is so hyper bullish. And man, if Richard comes back, that's just going to take it next level. That is next level. All right, so we've got PSI in the house there. RH should start lighting candles one by one each day. I like that as a countdown to his return streaming. I like that. That'd be pretty cool. He could post one on his X account. Yeah. And what he just hit 350,000, I think, followers on there, something like that. It would build some serious hype. It would be. That would be cool, PSI. I like where you're heading with that. Even a little mini video with him lighting something. That'd be pretty cool. Lights around. Wookie has arrived. Good to see you, Wookie. Big shout out. Wookie's one of our 2 community leaders. Big shout out to him and Brian, of course. Brian there is, I think Brian's over on, is it Brian over on Rumble? No, we've got GooGod over on Rumble. No, that's on YouTube. Let me double check. No, we've got no mods on over on Rumble. Come on, mods. All right, so there we go. We got Tom Boss in the house there. Sparta is the beast. Sparta's the beast there. And of course, let's get into it. So this is Crypto Coffee from the looks of it. Now, look, if influencers want to launch tokens, it's a good idea. I think anyone can launch tokens these days. So why not an influencer? We got Crypto Coffee in house. Day Yum, he says, Top Hat on PulseChain, and it is pumped. So pretty cool. Now, you guys know I consider Crypto Coffee the number one influence in the PulseChain community. Yeah, we have large ones like Somi, like KDP, like Havida. Who else? Like Dipcatcher. I mean, some people with some pretty big followings, Goldkey out there that have pretty big followings. But overall, if you think about YouTube, you think about X and things like that, and you think about the regularity and all the other stuff, Crypto Coffee is kind of there number one. Definitely the biggest one on X there outside of Moon King, right? He's got 52,000 followers on X and so forth. But it's really not just about the size of the influencer, but actually the quality of the presentation in the show. And I really feel like Crypto Coffee is pretty amazing out there on a regular basis. So big shout out to Crypto Coffee. as well. Now, it looks like he's got a token here, Top Hat. And of course, you got Richard Hart with his Top Hat. And it's funny, I said that earlier because it wasn't planned. I said, been streaming back, back pretty much around since Richard Hart and his Top Hat, although my earlier channels were taken down. It's pretty tough, trying to do stuff. You get stuff taken. I got X taken down as well. It's just, it's tough out there, folks. It's not always that easy to do streaming. You'd think it would be, but there's all sorts of censorship and crazy stuff going on out there in the markets, and especially on these big platforms, as many of you know. But Top Hat is out there. It looks like the contract 11C96. So we're going to go back over here. What do we got down here? The first thing you should always check is that you got the right contract, right? A 1C96. And of course, we've got some quick intel down here. It says everything's looking pretty good. So it looks like all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Ownership renounced, yes. Hidden ownership, no. So it's got everything else in there. Pretty cool. But like I say, you can actually use like Midgard now and use their AI tool to paste the address in, and that will give you a quick check. You can also go to Pulse Police and other things like that to see whether the token's all good. But of course, this is from Crypto Coffee, so give a bit of confidence there. And yeah, so far he's had 6,700 people look at this so far. And yeah, pretty interesting. I'm going to post the link to this in case you guys want to check it out. Maybe you can ask him some questions about it, whatever you want to do. So this is Top Hat, and bam. So that is Top Hat there, and check that out. And that is from Crypto Coffee, the #1 influencer in the PulseChain community. There we go. All right. Now that is kind of been pumping. What's up? 550 cent got pretty much. It's been around for a while, so he's obviously been sleeping on this thing, and it just got hyper pump, right? Hyper pump today. The volume is 510K over 100K, so it's a 5-to-1 on this pair. There is another pair that we saw operating, a small pair, but 12K liquidity. Market cap 2.5 million, so it's pretty low. We're going to be keeping a lookout on this. Obviously, having big influence support does help. You're thinking of people like Moon King or Somi or Crypto Coffee that does, they can actually help a chart to be sustained and grow over time. But let's have a quick look at the chart here, and let's paste that in. Now I'm using another block explorer here, 9mm. So as I said, there's about five good ones out there at the moment. We've had 2 new ones, which is kind of cool. Top Hat at the moment. So let's have a quick look at the number of holders. So we've got 1,002 holders already out of the gate, and the holder class there. Let's have a look. As I understand it, also I think Top was also airdropped to people with Best token. So I think people that have Best token, they got airdropped some. So if you had Best token, you might actually have some Top Hat in your wallet. And I don't know what it's worth at the moment. It might be $20-50 or something. I don't know. Top wallet seems to be holding 73.37%. I wonder who that could be. I don't know. Your guess is good as fun. And then we've got some of the contracts here, I guess, with the pools holding the tokens at the moment. So this is holding 21. Would we say that's holding? 21. It's not clear on here which one it is, but probably one of those two. They're holding at 21. So you can kind of see how many counts over 1%. I always check that. That's always something I check. There's only a couple over 1%. And then, of course, you get down how many over 1/10%. And, of course, we've only got not many of those either. So it seems to be fairly well dispersed. And 1,000 holders already straight out of the gate's pretty good. I'd normally think something with 250 minimum is kind of a decent little holder group to build off. If you've got 1,000, well, it's doing pretty awesome. And with a big influencer with how many people? 52,000 on X, and then YouTube, huge channel, etc., etc. You guys know the drill. So that is Crypto Coffee, Top Hat there, kicking some cool stuff there. Now we also had some stuff in here about. Let's go in here. We got someone who came in here and talked about it. Let me drop in there. We got Pulseman in the house there. He comes in talking about PMX 500. That is up 40%. That happens to be number 2 at the moment. And this has only been around for how long? 1 month as well. Pretty similar time, actually. And that is up there as well. Not sure who's set this one up, but 102K liquidity, 2.3 million there as well, 10K volume. See, the Top Hat one had 500,000 suddenly pump out of nowhere, and on the launch day, I guess, and 10K on this one, slowly moving up there. So, 10K versus 100K. The other one had 500K. I mean, market's going to do different things. Let's have a look at the website. And let's see what this is all about. PMX 500. Was it #1 meme coin on PulseChain? Well, there's lots of cool meme coins, but certainly coming well at the moment. PulseChain meme coins 500 index. Welcome to 500 index. The meme coin 500 index is positioned to join the ranks of leaders like meme coins like Dodge, etc. SHIB. PMX is a tribute to PulseChain and captures the explosive spirit. Let's see. I'm just trying to read through this quickly. there we go. Well, it's got some interesting stuff there. The only meme coin built to 100,000x. Ownership renounced. Light, what's it? Liquidity permanent locking. To supply, circulating supply, no taxes. Holders 3,000 plus there. Meet the team. Richard Hart, that's pretty funny, etc. So there we go. There's a bit of a meme coin there for the old PMX 500s. Core features, road proof, it says. I'm just looking through some of these. That is pretty much it. So you can check out that. That is operating at number 2 at the moment. We've got Savant there, one of the printer tokens, doing pretty well at $1.20, up 15%. We're going to quickly check out that too as we go through these top performers on PulseChain. And we got Savant there coming off the bottom, really. Had been down at about 95 cents, back up at $1.20. And of course, Savant there, I'm presuming it's still paying out in PulseX. PulseX there is the reward that you're getting there. But you definitely want to get into the Telegram groups to keep up to date with the OG Web Chef printers, because they do make changes to each of them, and that moves value around quite a bit. Currently yielding, it says 3.69% plus in PulseX. And as you guys know, PulseX is going on an uptrend versus Pulse. So it's not a bad little entry there on the old printer token there. Let's jump back out and have a look at the next one, Sun Mini Meal. I told you guys about that. And that's the other one we're going to zoom in on at the moment. So these are some of the big protocols. And you can see that since they forked this token, I think from memory that the old token ended up at 2.8 cents. This is now rallied all the way to 4.4 cents. In fact, the opening price on here is 2.8 cents. So that's pretty much the same as where it ended on the old token when it got forked back here on the 28th. And you can see, let me get to the opening price down here. So 2.8 cents. You can see that that's pretty much up 58%. And I said this is kind of like very bullish for PulseChain. Sun Mini Meal, the big food giant in Europe. It's kind of the food of the holy grail. You know, it's kind of like it's low on calories, but gives you all the nutrients you need. And it's a superfood, really. It's really kind of one of those holy grails people are trying to create. And making millions and millions of dollars with this thing, and about 20% or something like that goes into the Soul token on blockchain. And they're just about to open up this direct on-ramp to PulseChain. So not only are we going to have the official bridge, but we'll have Coast on-ramp. And then, of course, with Fiat, which is now including Euros. So this is just launched, guys. That's what I'm saying. We've got all these layers of fundamentals just launching one after another. And now we've got Sun and Mini Meal with the banks onboarding up to 5 minutes to onboard. That includes non-crypto people. This is a big deal. So it's very exciting. Now, also, Sun Mini Meal is also launching a wallet for their clients. It's not for people on PulseChain, people that know about crypto. It's for people that don't know about crypto. It's going to be their own wallet, and they're going to have their own clients onboarding onto PulseChain through this wallet. It's going to be amazing, guys. I mean, these guys are really doing a lot of cool stuff. As I understand it, the CEO was like a Hurley ex-OG, and that's kind of where he's coming from into this, and a big fan of Richard Hart. So up here, 59% so far in 4 days. And hey, look, I don't know where this can go, but it's 223 million market cap, 364K liquidity, 44K volume. And let's see where this can go. But I think I'm pretty excited about it. And we could see an update from Sunny Mini Meal pretty soon. Now, they also had the submission to CoinGecko with the new token, I guess. This is not, it's just for verification purposes, though. So not really relevant to people on PulseChain. But, you know, we're looking forward to Banxa launching. Now, as you guys know, Banxa there pushed this out. They pushed this out on the 30th. We are currently facing a minor technical issue with the delaying of the launch of Banxa. That's pretty normal. We're getting used to these. Rest assured, we are working hard to resolve it and provide PulseChain with its first competitive fiat on-ramp very, very soon. And this is like mega bullish, right? Mega bullish there. Now, we know that they forked the token as well. So people got their new tokens. And this is what's coming for us, right? Fees starting as low as 1%, limits up to 150K. Direct liquidity sourcing via Batias, so big, awesome there with the Batias, the #1 DEX aggregator on PulseChain, onboarding in under 5 minutes, and that's a revolution. And of course, globally available. There's no limits. No matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to potentially get access to this, unless there's some government blocking you. But that is pretty much it on there. And of course, they've just posted this around CoinGecko with the new token. It looks like we've got a new post as well. That's coming up there. So yeah, we've been looking for this launch on Banxa, and no doubt Banxa here, which is going to provide the service, is going to be pretty fun to see that play out. So they've been obviously launching services directly on chains as well for other providers. So bring it on. Let's see it. That's coming up there, and the price is starting to rally. And we got onto this early, right? So hopefully you guys have made mad gains on that. on the old Bankser. So kind of cool. What else there we got? Wookie says the Wookie likes a good top hat. He does indeed. He does indeed. Maybe you got a drop if you got the best token. That's going to play. All right, so let's get out of that. That is the old Bankser. And of course, those are some of our best performers. It's not a lot today. We've only got low volume, 12.4 million. Now, there are other tokens pumping. They're just not on the trending view. There's like the default view. And we're going to talk about some of those soon too. All right, so let's go over to our main event here. We're going to talk about, we've got two main events actually today. AXEL LaunchPad here. So I know many of you guys want to do, create your own tokens. You want some pretty complex designs. Maybe you've thought of some really cool tokenomics. AXEL LaunchPad may be the platform for you. It's probably got the most advanced. I think we've got probably 2 sites, maybe 3 sites that can do kind of reasonably complex tokenomics for tokens. This is pretty at the high end of that probably with the old AXEL LaunchPad. It's been taken something like a year to launch. It is from ALGO there out there. He's done a couple of tokens already, a couple of platforms, been around for a long time. He's doxed, everything like that. And this is the platform AXEL Launch. So I'm going to post this in the chat here. Definitely check this out. I know many people are always thinking about launching their own tokens, their own communities. You know, if you're going to set up a token, it's good to set up a community like Telegram, something like that. But this is LaunchPad there. Definitely check it out. And we're going to have a quick look at it. And we're probably going to put out some posts around this to give you guys a bit of insights around how this is going. And so let's have a quick look into the website here. And we can see that, your basic function can launch a token, but it's actually got a pretty sophisticated setup, right? So you got basic info, you got token allocation, initial token allocation, you got liquidity in here, LP pairs, so you can configure your LP pairs once you've set up a token as well. You can do tax configuration, pretty advanced tax parameters on there too. You can do a lot of magic tokenomics with those, and then you can preview it and deploy it. So it's got a 5-step process for launching a token. You connect your wallet up and so on. And it's pretty clever, to be honest. You can put your logo in there, put a cool name, your symbol, the token description, your website, your Twitter, your Telegram, and then you can move on to the next step about token allocation and stuff like that. You can also search tokens on here, so you can deploy tokens, right? You can browse and discover tokens deployed on the platform. And of course, you can filter them by tax tokens, no tax, etc., rewards tax. You can see it's got AXEL Lab on here at the moment with supply and liquidity and rewards in there, which is pretty cool. You can obviously sort by rewards, liquidity, or burn. So it's got some really cool filters on there. A lot of times I go on platforms that don't have filters, and you're like, oh, I wish I could have a few filters there because there's a few obvious things you want to do, but they've already done it for you. Pretty cool. There's token details, right? So you can post in any token address for comprehensive analytics, tax information, rewards generated, and managed liquidity. Pretty awesome, right? So you've got every tool that you could possibly want to do to manage a protocol that you want to set up. Rewards at the moment, it's also got that. Track your token holdings and monitor your earnings awards across tokens. So if you're using a token, you can go in here, get your wallet, and you can see all the rewards you're getting. This is something a lot of people go, oh, well, how much rewards did I get? And we saw this with King. King's already thought of this, right? On that platform, we covered that. We're going to cover it again shortly, where they've got the rewards tracking there. And that's why I said I think these guys are a good example of where teams can head, because people want to, it's great getting tokens, but how much do you earn, kind of thing like that. And of course, we've got builder rewards there, builder panel, manage tokens you've deployed. So if you do decide to launch a token through LaunchPad here on AXEL LaunchPad, then you can also manage those tokens deployed with advanced configurations. You can monitor token activity, adjust settings, and manage tax distributions as well. Pretty exciting. And there's no reason why you can't do collabs as well. Once you set this up, you could do collabs with Nexion. We've talked about that. That's coming out with the Glow product. They're going to have a leverage farm. Anybody can go on there and put their tokens. So you can cross-pollinate these protocols, right? So you got LaunchPad, you set up your launch, your advanced tokenomics, your LP management, your rewards. You can go over to Glow when they launch their product on Nexion, and then you can set up pools over there, set up leverages up to 10x leverage over there. I mean, man, it's just so much stuff all working together. And this stuff's all just hitting PulseChain now. It really is, the frontier of DeFi, really. There's got an FAQ in here as well. You can definitely check out that. They've got all the questions, whatever questions you're going to ask here. The only thing I'd pull up here at the moment are smart contracts verified and secure. Now, the contracts are intentionally not verified at launch at the moment. They will be verified once the platform gains recognition, which is deliberate security measure to prevent easy code replication by others, and that is a big issue for people, setting up new protocols. The platform is developed by ALGO. He's well-known. He's doxed, well-known. And, of course, you can see him on YouTube It's got his YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is actually down here. So if you click the introduction video, how to deploy, use it, there's some cool how-to videos on how to use this, and you'll meet the founder, ALGO, there as well. He's been around for a long time, doxed, and has his Telegram groups and YouTube and everything like that. It's fully doxed and has successfully built multiple functioning protocols, giving him high credibility with the community. After deployment, only the builder, that's possibly you, the person who deploys the token, has access to the contract keys and can modify the settings. No one else can, including the platform team has access to a modified token behavior. So that's just one note there that I wanted to highlight. Apart from that, there's lots of other features here about rewards and all the tokenomics that you might do setting up a token here on the old AXEL platform. And like I say, I'm going to put out a little post out after the live stream. And of course, if you haven't already seen MVS, he put out one as well on the details here. So that is pretty awesome. And yeah, it pretty much seems like the top end of token creation. So if you want to do that, is that something you've been dreaming of? Then this is possibly one of the best options you could possibly choose from. Certainly looks like the most advanced token optionality out there. So definitely check it out. That is LaunchPad AXEL. Now, they've also got a token operating at the moment. This is the token here. It's been operating for some time. So this is 4 months old, this particular one. He's got 2 other projects that are out and about as well. You can definitely check that. What I suggest you is you can check out the website, check out Twitter, and join the Telegram, and you'll meet the founder, ALGO, there. So you just join up there. That's how easy that is. So I'll post the link to this chat as well if you guys want to check it out. So big shout out to AXEL LaunchPad. I think it's a beautiful site, taken over a year to develop. And offering some real democratization, I would say, of tokens and setting up your own community. I get people hitting me up all the time, asking me a question, who do you know? How can I get set up a token? I want to set up a community. And this is, it's made easy now. It's made easy. So pretty exciting. And like I say, I think there's 2 or 3 opportunities out there to do that, different platforms. And this is definitely, looks like the most advanced at the top end there, but they all offer something different, right? So check them out for their own merits. All right. So that is kind of cool there on that. So big shout out to Gerd and AXEL LaunchPad. We're also going to get into King token. As you guys know, I covered this yesterday, and boy, oh boy, is it amazing. I really love the tokenomics of this. So I'm going to get into that. We've got a comment here. We've got actually Gugod in the house there. And of course, definitely smashed a like, but there's a comment he made a bit further down, I think. Let me just find out. Gugod's in the house, the founder of King. And also multiple other tokens. So Inky, thinking of Inky and Alien. So big shout out to those as well. And we've got Gugod in the house there, a pretty well-known a developer. And so let's get back up here. I've lost my way here. All right, so this is the video I did. King Token unveils stunning new website. Earn epic rewards on PulseChain. Now, they've done 2 things really well. And one is, firstly, the website is incredible. But it's really got all your rewards that you're going to be earning, which I really like, and it tracks those for you, which is pretty cool. The second thing is that the rewards that you're earning are real quality rewards. They're really tokens I think are going to do pretty well over time. So that is the Most token, the Teddy takeover, because of Moon King supporting it and other influences around there, and also they've also got PulseX, which is Richard Hart token, right? Which we know is burning off pretty nicely over 7%, and is got thinner liquidity, and is actually on an uptrend versus PulseChain quite clearly, and will no doubt go well over 1-to-1 ratio. So I think, if you're earning 3 really good quality tokens, that adds to your portfolio and gives you a lot of hedge as well in the market. So I think that's a really good combination with the website, your reward porting, and having those awesome rewards. Now, also, we've seen a pretty good rally in the price over the last, day or 2. So the price has really rallied quite nicely on the old King token. And we can see at the moment, it came all the way down, spiked down to 70.6400, and rallied all the way up to 60.1400 there. So it lost a 0 and went up about 120%. In 5 days. So that's pretty exciting. Now, this is on a 4-hourly candles, right? So 4-hourly, just tapered off a little bit here, but it's currently sitting at 11.55. So it's a nice little entry in for people to get. We go to the hourly, you can kind of see it's just the last couple of hours. It's had 1, 2, but it's been rallying pretty nicely in this last day period in particular. So pretty awesome there. And I think this has got some really incredible rewards. So definitely one checking out on this one. Now, we're going to have a quick look at the website and watch the animation. So, I love the animation. So, I think that Gugod really knows what he's doing with this. information for people using the protocol, the best kind of rewards, and of course, just giving the best kind of promotions and animations. That's pretty awesome. So check this out. I don't want you to miss it. It's pretty cool. Here we go. I just love that. Now it's got sound effects, right? And it's pretty cool. I'm going to play it one more time because sound effects pretty badass. I mean, I got boom. It's got that thing. That's so awesome. So I think you're in pretty good hands with the old Goo God there. And of course, you can enter the website and check that out. But it's pretty awesome. And he's going to have a lot of cool animations coming on this website too over the future time. So it's going to be pretty awesome. But the fact that you can get your wallet address, get all the results, you know exactly what's going on with the whole ecosystem, how much rewards you're earning is pretty outstanding. You also get user stats, right, and all the burnings. Pretty amazing stuff there. But of course, you can check that out as well. Now, I did post all the links here on X yesterday. Definitely check those out, and I'm going to repost that as well. But you can check out the comments there and the details on that with my post yesterday. So definitely check that out. King token looking like a king for sure. We got the king in the house there looking pretty nice. Good, big shout out to God. And that is the link there as well. So check it out. And what else do we have? I think that was that on it? Yeah, I think so. That was what I wanted to get to. But you got the whole content. So you can actually watch the video on X as well. So you got the whole video there. It's pretty badass, as you can see. I really like it. And man, I think it's got all the signs of a winner for sure. Once again, do your own due diligence, not financial investment advice. But man, it is looking pretty hot there, and you're in good hands there with the old Goo God. Big shout out there. Now, that's kind of where we are with the old PulseChain coverage. We've covered some pretty awesome stuff there. We saw Top Hat launch from Crypto Coffee. We got Ivan on tech there, talking about PulseChain, wanting to interview Richard Hart. We've got, AXEL LaunchPad enabling anybody to build their own token liquidity pools. Like I say, there are other projects I've been talking about recently, like Nexion with the Glow product coming out. You're going to have up to 10x leverage. There's so many collabs going on. There's Emmett Farm out there, Vox Farm. There's so much stuff happening, and all these things can collab together because they all benefit each other in many ways. Man, the opportunities are absolutely priceless there. So if you have got a protocol out there, I'd be hitting up Emmett Farm with Kairos out there, talking about getting your peers in that farm. I'd be talking to good old Nexion out there with Psycho to get your 10x leverage farm in there. So much collaboration between all of those parties, and of course the just amplifying the potential for mad gains and a very vibrant community. It really is a very exciting time in PulseChain, and we're trying to be on the frontier of all that, covering some of the latest best DeFi and GameFi, as you guys know, and it's getting very, very exciting indeed. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of that. Definitely check out AXEL and King. Looking pretty awesome. Now we're going to wrap up the show, of course, with some Titan X. We're up to 1 hour and 8 minutes, so I've still got 7 minutes by my count. Hour and 15 is kind of my max that I try to keep to. We've got token in the house there. Hi, people. Good to see a Poofy token. Big shout out there. And what else are we going to say? A couple more comments. I think that's it. So let's get back into it. The Superman curl is still looking good. So we've still got the license to fly, as it were. Let's get into Titan X and wrap it up here. We're shifting away from PulseChain into ETH chain again. But Titan X here from Jake Sharp is looking on the move. We've got a bit of a pullback, a little subtle pullback overnight, but now it's starting to turn green again. And it's green, holding that number that I said you all wanted it to hold, and it's holding that number. It's up 2.3%, pretty modest, but it's the ratio that's what's really what I wanted to hold. And you guys, if you remember my commentary about Titan X, it's really coming off the bottom. It's really a no-brainer right now. Obviously, do your own financial, due diligence. Nothing. I'm just an influencer. Obviously, I've been around for a long time, and have a couple of economic degrees and other degrees. But besides that, it's not about me. It's about you guys. So let's get on here. And we've got the Titan X at the moment is moving up pretty strong, and it is looking pretty good. So we've got the ratio here. It is up 76%, and it's moving pretty strongly. We also got that's in 11 days, but more importantly is the ratio to ETH, right? This is the real kingpin we're watching, and it's really started to move off the bottom here. We've actually beaten out lower lows, right? So these are, imagine coming down the waterfall. We've got lower lows, lower highs, I should say, and that's a bad sign, right? That's a downtrend, right? But we've suddenly started to beat that, break that out. We've beaten 1, 2, 3 of them so far. A very bullish sign to come. And of course, the next one, you guys know, we want to really get over 1,500. So 90 is 1,500 is kind of the mark there. and we are kind of consolidating. That's exactly what I said is a very cool sign. If we can just see this cool off and allow the RSI to cool down on this as well. Now, this doesn't have an RSI because it's related to ETH, but on the US dollar price it does. But this is up pretty nicely. And if it can consolidate around here like it is doing at the moment, this is a very bullish sign. Now, you guys know that there's very few coins, if many, out there that have a collateral support. But this doesn't just have collateral support; it has a buy and burn, right? So that collateral is actually can be activated. It's not inactive. It's not just sitting there as kind of an endowment that gets bigger. You sort of asset back it, because the market can do whatever it wants, right? But if you actually have that asset being deployed in an active way at any particular point, now part of it or all of it, whatever, however the time frame happens, that actually is super dynamic for where this is going to head. And as you guys know, the V1 buy and burn sitting intact, right? Now, if the protocol ever gets back to positive percentage, people will probably start mining more Titanx, and that will feed the ETH as well. So there's always that optionality out there, could be in the play as well. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. And Brennan says, is the report true about Rackham and Titanx ecosystem now? Yeah, I heard that too yesterday. So that does appear to be the case, although I haven't, verified. I haven't seen him make a comment about it, but maybe he did put a post out there. Maybe I saw it yesterday. I don't know. I saw something on that yesterday. I just can't remember. Good question though, Brennan. All right, so this is up 11 days. And look, at the moment, I'm looking at the thing. It's collaterally backed, like 95% collaterally backed. That's in the current market value, right? Or TVL, whatever you want to describe that, depending on what we're looking at. But man, this thing is kind of a no-brainer right now. And look at that. I mean, it's down. We had wave 1, we had wave 2 come down, and it's coming off the bottom there. So, accumulation zone right there. Let's have a look. I mean, your downside is pretty significant. It came down to the bottom again, down that's 44%. So just take that into account. But your upside, even just get back to the last big rally, is, a 7.8x. Food for thought there. Food for thought. What's that? It's a 16-1, 16-1 ratio. But that is kind of where we are on that one. DragonX, of course, has already been in a rally. It is continuing to rally. So DragonX there is looking pretty good at 13.66. Eric is out there doing a lot of stuff. We won't talk about it, but he's doing a lot of stuff there, Eric, the founder. But that is looking pretty good too off the bottom. But more importantly is the ratio to Titanx, right? Because this is built on top of Titanx, and it is kind of the gold standard, the gold project of Titanx. All right, that's kind of the way I view DragonX. And you can see, look at that. It's already been in a rally for some time. The Titanx for about 11 days, but this one's already been rallying for a lot longer. And you're looking at it's up 120% almost in 43 days. So it's been rallying already for over a month, almost a month and a half on the Titanx. And I think this is going to do pretty magical stuff. The other thing, of course, there's the buy and burn in that too. Is not turned on. Also, it's got other projects that are going to be launching, right? So DragonX is going to look pretty good. Now I'm going to jump through Shogun because that's obviously going to, depend on Titanx and everything else, and not change because it's probably going to go omni-chain. But Hyper and Hydra, the other two that have got the buy and burns turned off, they're moving up as well. I'm particularly bullish about Hydra. That's built on top of DragonX. So you get it. If Titanx rallies, right, and then DragonX ratio rallies to Titanx, and then Hydra ratio rallies against DragonX, then you've got you're going to get massive gains. You could get 80% days happening multiple times in the whole Hydra. Now, that is the upside of having leverage. So Hydra is kind of the third level above DragonX, the second level above Titanx, got a thing, and Titanx above Ethereum, right? So Ethereum, Titanx, DragonX, Hydra, it's all built on top. This is all part of the stuff, right? Now, it's fantastic on the way up, but it's also, we've seen recently, on the way down, it's pretty brutal, right? So if you're on the top, that's pretty brutal on the way down. But if you're on the way up, it's pretty awesome on the way up, right? That's kind of the way it works. Now, the other way is, of course, is that Hydra buy and burn and Hyper buy and burns are both turned off as well, and they're highly collateralized as well. Not as high as Titanx itself, but I think maybe 2/3 in terms of the asset backing with the buys. And of course, they all get turned on at once. Imagine all 4 turned on at once. Oh my God, it'd be like peekaboo. I mean, it's like crazy, man. It'd be pretty crazy. So, but look, there's always sellers in the market, right? But the net buying could be pretty fierce. But the way I think it's probably going to happen is that you can't just do it now. You could do it now, Titanx. You could probably burn, I don't know, 40%. Probably 60% without any price appreciation, but you take price appreciation, maybe 40% of the supply maybe of Titanx if you used all the V1 buy and burn. But it's better to use that, right, if you've got momentum and uptrend in the market, right? Because then you've got everybody else piling in over the top of the buy and burn, and then it can go up even more. And then you don't have to use all the buy and burn up, right? You just use little bits of it potentially. That's a possible thing that Jake Sharp could be doing in the future. The other thing, of course, is the Omni chain, right? Moving to other chains. Jake Sharp, Eric from DragonX, and all the developers in here. The dude, Stevie D, Crypto Utah, all those guys are going to be building out, and they're already moving on a lot of the projects there as well. Brendan says, Mr. Whippy ice cream. Yeah, did you guys hear that? Mr. Whippy just came up the street, man. Crazy. That's funny, man, that you heard that. Mr. Whippy, it's sunny outside. That's what I said to you, but it's crazy. It's 3rd of May here in New Zealand, 1:23 p.m. It's sunny outside, and Mr. Whoopi just came down. It's crazy. Is that a sign for PulseChain? I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Anyway, so that's kind of cool. We know that Morpheus is going to be doing some cool things. We know Vault's going to be doing some cool things with Bitcoin Genie. Morpheus is going omni-chain with their swapping platform, and that probably includes PulseChain, Sonic Chain, and of course we've also got obviously a lot of stuff happening from the dude in Crypto Utah with going multi-chain here, with moving on to base chain here as well. And of course, they're moving up and down. It's quite a bit of volatility at the moment. But you can imagine once TitanX goes up, and of course, once the TitanX Omni-chain version, which is X28, once that goes up as well, it's on, right? And I see some pretty exciting things happen in the old ecosystem. The other thing is that Jake's moving in big time into AI agents, but not simple AI agents, but quite advanced, and including tokenomics. We're going to wait to see what that means. What does that mean? But it sounds pretty exciting. He's certainly pretty excited about it. Bitcoin Genie is coming up soon there from Stevie D, the mad scientist, and Toros there from Cryptographics, another product made by Brandon, another influencers. We've got a number of influencers. Look, Crypto Coffee on PulseChain, top hat. We got Cryptographics on Toros, and we got Brandon out there as well with the old Morpheus. I mean, it is crazy. We got so many influencers turning into developers now. It really is crazy out there in the old PulseChain ETH as well. Buy low and sell high. That's the rule, right? Buy high. Buy low and sell high, and get some whippy ice cream as well. Whippy ice cream. I don't know. I was going to make a comment about that, Brandon, but I'll leave that for the Discord. All right, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. What a show. We're an hour and 17 minutes. I've gone over time by like 2 minutes. Woe is me. We've got about 240 people watching at the moment, so a big shout out. I really do appreciate the support. Hope you guys are loving the commentary. We've gone from stock market through the crypto market, through the PulseChain, through to ETH chain. We're really covering it all, and we will cover X1 chain when it launches. It's going to be the first fork of Solana, but of course we just never know when he's going to be launching. It's like 3 times in a row, and of course it is getting close. It's definitely getting close because the votes are up and running. This is the final test net. It's got to be pretty close, but who knows? Will it be out by June? Let's see. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Share the channel around. That sharing is caring, as we say. And, of course, look forward to my show tomorrow. We'll be dropping some more alpha, some more cool protocols. A big shout out to AXEL LaunchPad. And, of course, the king. The king is out there doing awesome stuff. Check out the website. Check out the tokens. And, play around. That's all I can say. Brendan's peace. Like, comment, and subscribe. Absolutely. Check out all the links to the socials. We've got Discord, Strategy Club, we've got community membership, we've got Telegram, we've got Alpha List. Get into it. We're really starting to ramp things up here on the old Crypto Night Show. A big shout out to the team. I want to say a big special thanks to Brian and Wookie, our 2 community leaders, our moderators like Brenton, our TA guru Brennan. We've got a lot of great team members in there, out there. And of course, don't forget, also our promotional lead. If you have a project that you want to get into, we're going to do a reasonable test on it. Like, we would like to make sure it's a reasonable project. Then definitely hit up MVS, our promotional lead, and of course all myself. So feel free to do that. And big shout out to MVS, doing a great job out there, covering some really good quality projects that we're all enjoying. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Check them linkles, says Poofy Token. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Take care, everybody. I'll catch you on the next show. And until next time, and actually, before we leave, let's just play this Richard video, because I've played it like 5 times. I feel bad, but I've got to play it because I just love it so much. It's so good. Here, let's play that. It's so good. Mr. Whippy would like it for sure.
Richard here.
Come
AKA
on, let's play.
Wanted, AKA most loved.
It's going to play,
AKA
I'm sure it's going to play.
If you happen to not live on planet Earth,
we got to start
you
from
may have.
What's
up, bitches? Richard here, AKA most wanted, aka Most Loved, aka Sack Daddy. If you happen to not live on planet Earth, you may have not heard the latest. I fucking beat the SEC case. I want to say thank you to my supporters for never doubting me. Adding to that, I want to send a clear message to anyone who did doubt me. You will not be spared.
So if you see Somi out there, let him know. If you're in Somi's chat, let him know that Richard's been streaming on here for about a week, and those candles are lit. They're lit. The candles are lit. Let Somi know. All right, take care, everybody. And yeah, light the candles. They're lit. Look at them. They're all lit there. We got some red candles in there and some purple candles, but we got 2 green candles, and it's game on. So I love that. All right, take care, everybody. Peace out, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's show. Bye for now.